it's like you're not the only one going through these experiences. So because they're shared experiences, I think that's what makes it more powerful.
Hello, Lincoln community. This week, I am joined with two of our counselors to share a little bit about our program called Compassionate Parenting. Let's start off with introductions. Devin and Jessica, will you introduce yourself to our community?
Absolutely. My name's Devin Stafford. I'm the grade 9-10 counselor. This is my 4th year, and I also have a child here at Lincoln.
And my name's Jessica Lawrence, and I'm the middle school counselor here, so grades 6th, 7th, and 8th. And this is my 8th year, and I'm also a parent, though my child is not yet at Lincoln. But it's important to note because it's part of our process as we discuss compassionate parenting. Yeah.
Now, I'm not sure if everyone's heard of compassionate parenting, but it's something that Lincoln has offered for several years to our parent community. Can you describe it and tell a little bit about what the program is?
Well, this program is a little bit of lots of different programs. It's a little bit of active parenting. It's a little bit of neuroscience. And we work together to combine all of that into hopefully a very meaningful and wonderful journey of learning about your kids, how they work and how you work in that dynamic. So some of the things that we learn about is the teenage brain and how it actually works. Which is a little bit different. We also talk about words and why they matter and how we use them matters.
And then finally, we get into boundaries and what do boundaries look like, what don't they look like, and how are we setting boundaries with our children.
And just practically, is it online? Is it on campus? Are there people, like, how do we run the sessions?
They're discussion based, so it's in person.
Okay.
And we come around together in a circle, and there is a curriculum, and there's a different topic for each class. And as we go through the topics, a lot of it is about sharing our experiences as parents, with Devin and I sort of leading the way.
And there's homework. That's fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's learning with reinforcement. Homework with your kids?
Homework sometimes with your kids, sometimes with your family, and sometimes just
some reflection.
Yes.
Okay.
So as part of opening up different ways of communicating, we have a survey, and we ask the parents who come to do that survey. And it tells you more about yourself and what you need and what you need to feel good, to feel loved. And we encourage them to do it with their kids, their partners, and the discussions that come out of that are really rich and funny. Because you're like, it's like stopping and thinking about, like, okay, I need this to feel good. But my partner or my child, that's not important to them. And this other thing is important. So it's like making sure that you are responding to what they need and not how you would like to be responded to.
So the classes, how long do they last? Like when parents come together, how many sessions do they sign up for?
So it's 3 sessions, and the sessions are about an hour and a half each.
Usually they end up being 2. It's because of the discussion piece. We
2 hours,
try to
people
keep
stay
it
and talk.
a good 2 hours. And so we dive into some topics that need a lot of discussion, and people have lots of opinions.
So I know that our counseling team offers a number of robust coffees. Tell me about the difference between compassionate parenting and the other coffees that you offer.
These sessions, we actually focus on tweens and teens. So it's for middle school and high school parents. And because each session has a different topic, it builds off of like what the previous discussions were, it's important that if you sign up, that you come to all 3.
Right.
And the group really gets to know one another really well. It's really important that we sort of like start building that trust from the first session.
So parents start to become more vulnerable with each other once they get to know each other.
They really, really do. And I think that is what can make it really powerful to use some of like the adjectives that some of the parents have used to describe the course. All of these things that we talk about the teenage brain, we talk about setting boundaries, but because we talk about it from like looking at it from a different lens, from the lens of the parent, it's like you're not the only one going through these experiences. So because they're shared experiences, I think that's what makes it more powerful.
That makes a lot of sense, because anytime we have shared experiences and find out that what we're going through is relatable, it can sometimes help us feel a sense of connection with somebody, but also like a sense of relief that you're not alone.
In our last group, the group actually would go out afterwards and go have coffee.
So 2 hours plus.
They would continue going on because they enjoyed, I think, the discussions and the camaraderie.
And the sense of community.
Yeah.
When you see parents over the course of 3 different sessions, talk to me about maybe what parents have reflected on has been their biggest aha moment.
I think there are a lot. At first, I think everyone comes into parenting classes to figure out how to deal with their kids' behavior. And yes, we go into that, but really we start looking at ourselves and how we do things, what our triggers are, how we were brought up, and then we kind of open the door to lots of different experiences. So I think their aha moment is like, oh wait, this is also about me. And so it's a learning journey on their part about how they want to do things, if they want to change things, not necessarily their kids' behavior, but how they're interacting with their kids' behavior. We learn through stories, which I think is powerful, and our kids learn through our stories that we share with them. So
one of the things that I think is really interesting about this work is, differently than just offering 3 sessions and finishing the conversation with parents, these parents, you get to see the trajectory over time as well. Tell me what you have found maybe has been a really significant learning that a parent has taken from the class and that you've seen the impact of.
I think it's kind of like a sigh of relief, if I could say, because as we start talking about the themes of each class, and as people start sharing family stories, whether it's like a story from when you've grown up, because we talk about like the power of language and what you heard when you were growing up and what kind of language are you using. They're so glad to be in the room, and we are too, to talk about these things and to name what we're seeing and to share like tools that work and to say like it's not always easy, but it's like good reminders. And so we share best practices that we have found that are, backed by science, and then also parents are sharing what they're doing. So I think like we are so hard on ourselves as parents, and you're so busy in life and you're running from one thing to the next. And if you have multiple children, it's like each one is different. So one thing works well, and then you're like, wait, I can't transfer this. So it's like, just remember to be compassionate to yourselves. And I don't think we do that all the time.
And that we don't come in saying we are the experts.
Right.
Because we have knowledge, but we don't always do everything right. So I think that if we're vulnerable also, so we allow that vulnerability and we all grow from it. Putting in the work with parents is also helping our kids on the back end.
Right.
And so it's worth every second that we dedicate to this. And hopefully, people get as much out of it as we get.
Thanks for joining me, and we'll encourage our parent community to get involved in compassionate parenting.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.